Welcome to Mediocre Gaming, and today we're playing Deep Rock Galactic. Well, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. I'm Zero. Let's get to it. Alright, today we're doing the Elite Deep Dive, Dead Carve. But before we get to that, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, smash that subscribe button, and ring that bell to be notified of all future episodes as soon as they go live. So let's get into it. First stage of the Elite Deep Dive has rich atmosphere, elite threats, alien eggs, and dreadnoughts. Now, the elite threats are randomly generated glyphids, so regular glyphids, but they have a little elite tag on them, which makes them faster, do more damage, and they have more health. So all these things are kind of working against you. Now, the alien eggs, you just look for the organic matter and then go ahead and dig them up and drop them in. Dreadnought is the boss type character of the deep dive. Now, rich atmosphere means that you're going to be moving faster and talking a little bit weird, like you've been sucking on helium. However, this works both ways in that the enemies, the swarms and the insects, the bugs are going to be moving faster as well. So it works for you, but it also works against you. So you can look at the terrain scanner, and that'll show you where the eggs are at, but you can also see them in that pinkish goo in or around the level. Now, every time you grab one, you do have a chance of causing a swarm to pop up. Even if one doesn't pop up, you're still going to have bugs that are going to be coming at you. Even if it's not a swarm, it's going to be a pack of them, because for some reason they don't like you grabbing their eggs. The dreadnought, of course, has phases. You have invulnerability, you have a shield, and then damage phase, and then just rinse and repeat. Since they are the boss characters, it does take a little bit of time and a decent amount of ammo. Now, at this point, it's a good time to point out that you can play the Deep Dive and Elite Deep Dive solo, although not recommended, or with up to 3 other players, either friends or match made. In this case, I was matching with another team. The other 3 players were actually friends that were playing together. And we'll see how that kind of plays out later on. So once you get the eggs, once you take out the dreadnought, call in the escape pod and make your way out. Now, you'll want to get at least nitra on your way through the level and before you leave. Gold, I do recommend that you get it because it is an important thing to have, since that will help you level up your characters for promotions, and of course any cosmetics, etc. are going to need credits as well. Any overclocks, matrices. Alright, so that's it for stage 1 of the deep dive. Only 2 more stages to go. Now, if something does happen to you during the deep dive where everyone gets laid out, then that's it. And then you'll have to start the deep dive over from stage 1 again. So hopefully that does not happen. Stage 2 of the deep dive has you getting a quarks and recovering a black box. Now, this one has Mactera Plague, which means you're going to see a lot more flyers than normal on this stage, so keep your eyes on the sky. Now, the quarks, look on the side and the ceiling for those glowing blue specks. Dig them up, and then you'll have to carry them back to the rig. Since there's no mule, you do have to drop them in the rig itself, and you'll have to go back and forth to the rig in order to drop down any resources. Now, it is important for all these stages that you pick up nitra as much as you can anyway, so you can call in resupplies. Resupplies not only give you ammo, but they also give you health, and when you're doing the Elite Deep Dive, you need both. Oh, so I was, as you can see here, accused of double dipping into a resupply pod. We only did one, so let's go back and look to see what happened. I called it in right next to the rig, right off the bat. I grabbed it because I needed it, and the driller did. You can see their health go up right after getting it. So 2 right off the bat. All right. The gunner, for some reason, was on top of the resupply pod, and I brought him back up. Still 2. Once again, the gunner was down on top of the resupply pod. Now, I thought maybe I had accidentally grabbed it instead of bringing him back, but that wasn't the case. As you can see, there are still 2 pods of ammo left. Now here at the end, the gunner and the scout both get them. So everyone got 1. So I don't know what happened. And I was like, I didn't do it. And it kind of went back and forth. And okay, just move on. The one guy was like, well, I'm going to take 2 since you took 2 the next time, and you're not going to get any.
I only took 1.
I'm like, well, I didn't take it, so I don't know what you want.
Look at how much ammo I've got. I got nothing.
I was willing to say, and like I said, I thought maybe I took it out without respawning the guy, yeah. So, but that wasn't the case, as you saw. So the black box is zone control. You have to keep the area clean of bugs for your own health, not for the thing itself. Once you do that, call in the drop pod and get out as quickly as possible. You do have to stand your ground for about 2 minutes before the drop pod comes in after you call it. Now the third and final stage of the deep dive has you collecting alien eggs once again and Morkite. This one has lethal enemies. So unlike the elite enemies, lethal enemies are all enemies. So Morkite, just look for it on the sides. We had a dark Morkite brew before we left, so we didn't have to scavenge and scour the level for all the Morkite, which made it a little bit easier. So back to lethal enemies. All the regular enemies do more melee damage. So, they don't move faster, they don't have more health, none of that, but when they hit you, they're going to hit you a lot harder, except for the ones that are doing range damage. Now, unfortunately, although I had moved on from the whole debacle of the resupply pod, my teammates did not. So I ended up spending most of the level with only my pickaxe and very little, if any, ammo. I was very deficient on ammo, and of course, my health suffered as well. Makes it a lot harder. It's a whole new game, basically, of survival when you're completely out of ammo and your health is very low. You either have to go and look for red sugar around the level and try and pick some up if you actually have that time, which normally I would say you do not. But unfortunately, these guys took it personally, thinking I did something and denying it when that obviously wasn't the case. So they were double and triple dipping on the resupply pods that were called in. I think I got 1 pack of ammo and everyone else got the rest. And I think there was 3, maybe 4 resupply pods called in. But once you get the alien eggs, and once again, you have to worry about swarms every time you pull one of the eggs out. And then, of course, the Morkite. Once you have all that, call in the drop pod and get out, and you're done. And that's it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Be sure to check us out on social media, and thank you for liking, commenting, and subscribing. And we'll see you next time.
Marker up! Silt and blowbugs! Detonator! Get back! Get back!
Ready to kill some more thrills. Yes.
Bring the pay! I'm taking some of the air.
Stop them dead. Go lie down forever. Thank you, brother. You're a good friend.
That'll teach you! Ha! Who's gonna protect you now, we crawlies? Come and get some!
Getting more ammo.
I needed that.
Thanks. I owe you one, brother.
Objective completed. All eggs collected.